Hey guys, welcome to week 8 of off-season training. This is my Monday squat session. Everything went really well with bench on Saturday. I was able to hit all 3 sets of 5 at 285 pounds on bench. Worked up to a couple heavy sets of high pin presses, the top being 450 for 3 reps, I believe, after around 400 for 5. So everything went great on that day. Was able to get in and actually do some good mobility work and prehab and warm-up work before squatting today, and you can definitely see a difference from last week's squats to today. So everything is much better. My depth is great today on pretty much every lift. I didn't have any pain or hesitation getting into the bottom of the squat because my hips weren't so tight. So was able to get into a lot better position and had much better speed coming out of the hole. Although you can see on some of these warm-up sets I actually end up driving so fast that I go into triple extension up on the toes. So you don't want to do that. I do not recommend that. I was playing around a lot with my hand position today. Unfortunately, I think the best place for my hands to be is exactly where the J-hooks are on the rack. So I'm going to see what I can do to fix that. But I was able to find a position to where I'm able to pull the bar down into my back and keep very upright without as much torque on the wrists or the elbows. And strangely enough, that position is almost all the way out at the collars on this bar. This is just a standard power bar. It's not an 8-foot squat bar. So that would obviously be a little bit different hand position on a longer bar. But on this one, it's just shy of being all the way out on the collars. So I was having some difficulty on a couple of these sets getting that position locked in because when the bar is in the rack, I can't fully grip onto it. So you can see me changing how I'm starting out each set here a couple times. Throughout the different working sets, I tried wider, then I tried in narrower, tried moving the hands after I unracked. So that I'm going to continue to play around with next week. But at least as far as positioning, this has been the best combination of the last 8 weeks. So everything felt great. Was able to get my core locked in nice and tight. And with this setup and head position and everything, I don't hate the Olympic shoes. So I'm going to switch back to my flats after next week when I go 5 sets of 5. I'm going to see how everything that I will have put 9 weeks into working on incorporates back into a flat shoe in my regular competitive stance, to see if I prefer that or if I do in fact like the Olympic shoes now that I've found a lot better groove with them. Another thing that I've been playing around with is trying to incorporate Lombard's paradox. I first read about this about 2 weeks ago in an article by Greg Nuckols. The basic concept is that you can improve the co-contraction of your hips and your quads at the same time by driving your head back and activating the traps while throwing the hips forward to improve your leverage coming out of that midpoint of the squat. So you can kind of see on some of these reps here, it's probably not the greatest angle. You'll be able to see it on the high bar set. But you can see after I come up out of the hole, I'm actively shoving the hips forward and under the bar. That's a good rep to see it there, which is helping me stay more upright and improve that sticking point that I have after just coming up out of the hole, where I typically will fall forward and start to good morning the squat up out of the bottom. So definitely suggest checking out his article. That's something I'm going to be working on incorporating more into the future, but I can already tell after having used it last week and this week that it's going to be something that helps me quite a bit, especially with having longer femurs and being more prone towards dumping my squats forward. So try and pay attention to what's going on with the knees there, and you can kind of see where I am incorporating that strategy. So do some reading. I think it'll help you. I'm excited to play around with this in the future, and thank you to Greg for writing such a thorough article. It's the first time I've ever even heard of Lombard's paradox. So Move forward into some front squatting. I really wanted to hit a 330 front squat today after hitting the 300 last week. So I went 3 sets of 3 here. I started out at 240, which is this set. Moved into 290, which felt pretty good. All of these actually looked a lot better on video than they felt while I was doing them. They're pretty difficult, but I was able to stay nice and upright, and my upper back today can definitely tell that I front squatted. So was really excited with that. I did have to throw a belt on for the 330. Next week I'll more than likely do all of my work sets of front squats belted, just depending on how I feel after having hit the 5x5 at 365. I may taper up to like a top single or double, and then do back off sets for reps and do those beltless. So I'm gonna just wait to play that by ear. I think that 350 for 2 or 3 reps was definitely doable on this day. So we'll see. I also want to stay true to the goal, and the whole reason that I'm using the front squats is for that time under tension. So I don't necessarily want to just chase a PR on those at the expense of the training effect and the reason that I have them written into my program in the first place. So I think doing the top set plus the back off sets beltless may be the best way to accomplish both those goals. I moved forward into some high bar close stance squats. This is my top set of 315 for 8. I went 225, 275, and 315. These all felt pretty good, and this is actually a pretty decent angle to see the Lombard's paradox being used in these squats as well. And then just finished up with the glute ham raises and stallions and stir the pots that I had from last week. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so, connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. And as always, if you're interested in any of the programs we offer here at the gym, be sure to check out our website at www.savagegym.com.